Hey guys, and welcome to your daily mobility flow. I'll be your guest host today, Seth Stephen Crowell. And let's I don't know what I'm doing. My bad. Sorry, forgive me. I'm all over. I'm gonna just stop for a second, a little bit more green tea. I've already had 3 cups of coffee this morning. A little bit of honey. Let's just rewind. Start over. Don't rewind, actually. Hopefully you just skip through that first part. And we're gonna start with some pigeon switches. I know we just did pigeons yesterday, but let's be honest. You know your hips are tight. You know you need the pigeon in your life. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you should just watch a different one today. I think I'm gonna be a little all over. But pigeon it up. We'll get a little active switch here. Hit that plank position and rotate. Rotato potato. Did you hear that? Could you hear? Did you hear my back? If you didn't, rewind for a second. That was about to accidentally become a chiropractor. Call me doctor. Oh, I'm messing up real bad today. I'm messing up real bad. Switch. My dad is actually a doctor. Dr. Stephen J. Crowell. Not that kind of doctor though. Not an MD type, the PhD type. It's kind of funny because he also has a JD. He's got a PhD in accounting. Obviously PhDs are more specific than just accounting, but he was a PhD, taught accounting for a while, and then wrote a book. I switched. I don't know if I told you to switch. Switch. We're gonna open those hips up today. Switch again. Actually wrote a book about like accounting law, and after he wrote his book, he started traveling around and teaching this accounting, estate planning stuff to lawyers. Like lawyers would come to his seminars, and after a while he was just like, why don't I just become a lawyer and just like do it instead of just teach it? And he's been practicing law ever since. That actually is what brought us to North Carolina. I was born in Alabama. Fun fact. Few people know. That used to always be my switch. Let's get one more per side. That used to be my always, like when you're growing up in elementary and middle school, and it's like, stand up and tell your name and tell one fun fact about yourself. That's my teacher voice. That was always my fun fact. That I was born in Auburn, Alabama. Technically, the hospital was in Opelika, which I think is even more redneck. Opelika, Alabama. But we moved to North Carolina when I was right at 4, so that my dad could go to law school. That is always one of the more impressive things to me. Personally, there are 2 things that really impressed me in my life. Actually, there's more than 2 things that really impressed me in my life. But 2 of the most impressive things about my parents, to me, personally, one, all right, let's come out of that. And while our spines are all popping, let's get some cat-cows. So let's get all 4s and just up, big arch, gorilla type position, and then push the back up, get that kind of hissing cat position, I guess. This is like the cow, because cows have that huge sway back, and then cat, drop that chin down. Anyways, it's always been super impressive to me. My dad, one, pretty much changed degrees. I mean, he did, but keep working back and forth. That he ditched his job and went to law school. 4 kids. 4 kids decided, yeah, I need a law degree. And that to me is super impressive. I mean, it's just like the amount of risk in a way. 4 kids, a wife, move. Switching back and forth. Super impressive to me. The second thing is about my mom. It's super impressive to me. Neither one of my parents are real great in the water. Like in big pools of water. In fact, my mom has had, like, she burst her eardrum so much at one point in time in her life that it kept getting grafted, and then she punctured a hole in it again, and finally she was like, nah, screw it, I don't want to do that again. The doctor's like, well, you know, you can't get water in your ear, like you can't go underwater ever for the rest of your life. She's like, all right, fine, whatever, I don't care. So she doesn't ever go underwater, which blows my mind. I couldn't imagine the rest of my life without going underwater. All right, let's hit that big lunge. Let's keep working that T-spine. Real elbow down. What we call these lighthouses. Really focus on dropping that hip down as you open up today. So that underwater part's not the impressive part to me. It's the fact that neither one of them are real great in the water. And so growing up, swim team was the one thing we weren't allowed to quit. I mean, if we got tired of other sports, like, I don't want to play baseball anymore, or I don't want to play soccer anymore, or whatever. It was like, okay, finish the season and then don't play anymore, it's fine. But that was not how swim team went. Swim team was every single summer, be in the freezing cold water at 9 a.m. on summer break. As soon as school ends, switch. And we weren't allowed to quit, ever. We couldn't quit swim team. We had to swim. And honestly, I think probably one of the more developmental things in my life, one from like a mental side, like getting in the water. I know most of your friends are sleeping in and playing video games in the morning, watching cartoons. And we were jumping in, you know, frigid water, swim practice all summer long. And I think it's just something you don't consider. I didn't consider it being mentally tough at the time, but it was kind of forging something inside of me. But anyways, let's rewind to the impressive thing. One more rep. The impressive part to me is that my mom saw like a weakness, I guess, and didn't want her kids to have it. Like, oh, I'm not very good in the water. Dad's not very good in the water. So we're gonna make sure that we don't pass that on to our kids. And all of my siblings, I have 3 siblings, we're all pretty good in the water, and it's probably my favorite place to be, truthfully. One summer, maybe freshman year of high school, probably sophomore year of high school, my dad was running marathons, trying to do one in every state for a while. Switch. And we took a vacation to California, like maybe the summer after my sophomore year, I think. So I'm like 16, about to be 17 maybe, I can't remember. Or 15, about to be 16, not sure. And I was so mad that we were in California because I really just wanted to be at home at the pool. That was my life, literally. Swim practice, home, eat, back to the pool, hang out to the pool till dinner, home, dinner, every day. All right, let's switch back. We're gonna stick in the lunge for our last movement today. And we're gonna get some hamstring stuff. So we're gonna go chest down, rock back into that hamstring. And then we're gonna go chest up, hips down, hips forward and down, chest down, rock back. We're just gonna kind of move through that 1, 2, 3 progression. Progression 1, 2, 3. Sorry if you're a dancer. We're doing a 3 count, not a 4 and an 8 count. It's my bad, but I guess we could do like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. So yeah, just like my parents refusing to pass that on to their kids. That just impresses me. Most parents, in my limited experience, tend to pass on their negative personality traits, qualities, skill sets to their kids rather than interrupt them. And so the fact that, my mom essentially interrupted, one more rep, rock back, interrupted that cycle, and I fully intend on one day my kids really loving the water and enjoying the water, chest down, rock back, and being comfortable in the water. She kind of interrupted generations of stuff that could have been, could have easily been passed on for a long time, of just like nobody really being comfortable in the water. Even my oldest sister, her kids learn that infant rescue stuff that like immediately, where they're not even old enough to learn how to swim yet, but they teach them how to flip over so they can breathe if they fall into the water, and then turn back over and swim, and then flip over and breathe, turn back over and swim. If you've never heard of that, you should check it out. Infant, I think it's like IRS, infant rescue system. Don't quote me on that, but I think if you search that on like YouTube or Google, you'll find what we're talking about. So yeah, literally kind of altered generations by one decision. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. About two of the most impressive things of my parents to me, kind of risk taking and interrupting a cycle. So that's our theme for the day, theme for the week. Take risks, interrupt cycles. I appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow.